Greetings, 1111ers! Thank you so much for being here. Have you seen 1111 more times than you count? Is it a daily occurrence for you? Is it something that inspires you to take a moment and just take a deep breath? To just drop in and feel what you're feeling in that moment? A lot of people make a wish, some people say a prayer, some people feel it's their connection to source moment where they can really truly manifest what they want to have in their life. So 1111 has been a number that's been really important to my family, to Andrew and I. And we've actually hosted an 1111 gathering for the last 10 years. It's actually been over a period of 13 years because we took 2 years off. One was my son's birth in 2015, and the other was last year. We chose to take a moment and really cultivate what we wanted to bring forth for the 11th annual 1111. And what I did on that weekend instead is I went to the Odyssey. It was a retreat for awakened leaders, for conscious leaders. And we workshopped a lot together to see how people can create the new earth paradigm together. So at one point in the weekend, we split off into groups, and the group that I joined was called Conscious Sustainable Land-Based Communities. And it was really about creating land-based projects where we have conscious sustainable communities living together, re-inhabiting the village, so to speak. So a place where we can live off the land, where we can live in community, where we can be seen by our community members and really step up into who we truly are, who we are embodying, who are we becoming. And when we're surrounded by community who can support us or even call us out if old behaviors or patterns are coming up, it's a really potent container in which we can grow and expand as we are, our consciousness, our awareness, and that we can actually bring ways to live sustainably together on this planet into the future. So with the state of the world that it is in this moment, a lot has, I don't want to say shifted, but a lot has come about. A lot has expanded and grown for the vision of 1111 this year. And I'd like to share more of that with you once we do a little grounding. So let's just take a moment and take some deep breaths. You're welcome to close your eyes if you can, and just drop into the here and now. As you breathe in, you want to breathe in light, positive energy. And as you exhale, just let go of anything that you've been doing that brought you here, and just surrender and release that with a sigh. Really feeling your chest and your belly and your whole body expand with the breath of life as you breathe in. And you exhale anything that doesn't serve you right now. Let's even move our shoulders a little bit, bringing them up and back, releasing the past, releasing what we were doing before we were here. And then the opposite direction, bringing it forward, releasing the future and what we have to do in the coming evening. And just sit in a very elongated, straight spine, feeling your root chakra, perineum, rooting down into Mother Earth, and just feeling her warmth and her vibrancy, her crystalline core energy. 1111, 111, the Omni One, the sacred union with Spirit, Source, God, Goddess, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad, whatever you call it. It is our connection to Source energy. The master number 11 is about spiritual awakening, expanding of consciousness, and coming into our full being of what we are here to offer the world. 1111 hertz is the frequency known as the angelic frequency. It is when we are connecting to something higher than ourselves, our spirits, our ancestors, our ascendant masters, when they speak to us or through us, and we listen to that. We listen to our intuition. When we invoke and embody our dreams awake. When we bring in that dream energy and we invite a sacred container where we can receive transmissions and downloads and information that is meant for us. We can recall them and write them down if you so choose to. But as we connect into our dream state and become more aware of what our dreams bring to us, then we're more able to manifest some of these dream states that we bring into our reality. I say real, all I-T, real, all I-T. Yes? Part of the dream team is using our dreams to visualize what it is we want to create on this planet, and then bringing together the team to create that dream. Dream work makes the teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. When we drop into the vibration of the 1111, when we make a wish, when we say a prayer, when we tap into source energy, when the channel is clear to receive the information that we're choosing to receive, then the path is laid before us even more clearly. We're able to distinguish synchronicities. We're able to accept more of our intuitive nature, even our psychic abilities, that we're able to see how we want the future to unfold before us. This is an invitation and a call to unfold the path before us and acknowledge the power that 1111 has in our lives. When we view it or we see it on a clock or on our phone or in writing or on paper or in anywhere in our lives, when we see multiple digits, this is the universe speaking to us. The universe speaks to us in the universal language of mathematics. And through sequence of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 11, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. These are the grids and the codes that we're working with. We all have sealed orders in our DNA. We all have these great abilities that start to crack open when we observe and experience the different codes in our life. And the more that we see these number sequences, the more we're encouraged and understand that we're actually following our synchronicities, that it becomes more clear what it is that we'd like to do with our lives. So 1111 has truly been a magical number in our lives, in our community's life, and as we host these 1111 gatherings, what occurs is that we create a container, a ritual space where we have ceremony together in community, and we're inviting everyone to make 4 prayers. The first is for yourself, the second is for your family, the next is for the community, and the next is for the world. And what occurs when that happens, when the vibrational frequency is uplifted and raised even higher, because of the collective prayer that's occurring at one time, it magnifies that intention. It amplifies the message. And so the more that we drop into that 1111 vibration and frequency, that angelic frequency, the more that we can invite in how we want to see the world, how we want to co-create it. We are creator consciousness. We are able to create our lives and our world around us in whatever ways we want. And the more divinely we are connected with our spirit guides and the higher realms through the 1111 frequency, the more we actually achieve those goals and those purposes, and we follow our passion, we follow our heart, and we see all the signs around us. Things become more apparent and more vibrant and alive and juicy. We have found that when we come together in collective prayer around the 1111 date on 1111 a.m. or p.m., that vibration and frequency rises even more. And the Schumann resonance rises. Everything around us just vibrates at that frequency, inviting in more of that frequency and more of that energy, that creator consciousness energy. So let us drop into the 1111 frequency and vibration in this moment as I read a few words by one of my favorite artists. Her name is Solara. I've actually owned this book for 10 years and only just read it. Her name is Solara Anra, and it's called 1111, The Doorway. And again, I just read this a few months ago. So 1111 is a pre-coded trigger placed within our cellular memory banks prior to our descent into matter, which, when activated and activated, signifies that our time of completion is near. The 1111 is hereby being activated. This can presently be perceived as a crack between two worlds. It is like a bridge which has the inherent potential of linking together two very different spirals of energy. As we unite together as one, bringing together our fragments of the key, we not only create the key, but we make visible the doorway. Thus, the bridge functions as an invisible door to a doorway into the invisible. The doorway of the 1111 is the bridge between two spirals. The bridge is the channel for our mass ascension into oneness. The old spiral contains the patterning for dimensions 1 through 6. These delineate the boundaries of our known dimensional universe. This is the spiral which we have traveled upon since our first earthly experiences. Inherent within this pattern is the illusion of duality and separation. Here we have labored under the concept that we were individualized units of consciousness, separate from the one, stranded beings searching for God. Here we felt ourselves alone, abandoned perhaps, ever striving to remember something of vast importance which always resided just beyond the grasp of our conscious minds. Yet a deep yearning to return home has always been embedded within us, though we knew not where the magical place or state of consciousness might be found. As we pass through the doorway of the 1111, we shall move onto a new evolutionary spiral anchored in oneness. The patterning here is one of octaves. It contains octaves 7 to 11. It is free of the dimensional framework and contains entirely new levels of awareness. Octave 7 is where the earth shall reside, and it is here that the new dispensation will be revealed and manifested. So she goes on and on. If those of you who are really interested, the 1111 doorway is magical. So if you still have your eyes closed, just take that few more breaths, really dropping into this present moment and bringing yourself back here. Think about what 1111 means to you. What does it signify to you? What is its importance in your life? What draws you to this frequency and this vibration? So I'd like to share a short story with you. I took a solo trip to Bali in September of last year. And while I was there, I had a lot of time. I was there for 11 days. My whole trip was 11 days. And while I was there, I pretty much saw 1111 every day on the clock, both times a day. Even in reading or writing or doing something, the master number 11 would come up. And I, one of the things that I feel passionate about, and a lot of my community members feel passionate about, is not only creating community and conscious sustainable land projects, but to also activate the areas of the world that have potent energy vortexes. So Mount Shasta, Sedona, the Pyramids of Giza, Machu Picchu, Stonehenge, all of these are energy vortexes. Some of them are very, very ancient, with the megalithic structures that can't be explained how they've been built. And they were used for a very particular reason. And even though that might not be completely clear to us, we all know within our own resonance that they are magical places of power. And that these places of power have lain dormant for a really long time now. So one of the newest passions or missions that I have in my life is to visit these sacred sites and help reactivate them with groups of people in ceremony, even if we do them from afar in a virtual aspect, but to really actually invite these sacred sites to crack open and allow them to operate in the way that they're meant to operate. Whether the pyramids are a powerhouse to create power, or whether they're sound healing chambers, whatever they are, whatever their intention is, that becomes more clear to us by reactivating these sites. So I started seeing connection points between all these sacred sites, where they're placed on the planet, right, at the 30 degrees. Oh, don't quote me. I'm not, I don't remember the exact quote, but within 30 degrees of the equator, yes, where they're placed on the site. Even the pyramids, how they're built, they're all 53 degrees in angle at the bottom. The north, one of the flat faces, are facing true north, not due north, which changes depending on the pole shift of the earth. So there's a reason that they've been mapped out and laid out on this grid line around the planet. And what I started visualizing was having 1111 potent ceremony rituals at these various sacred sites, and then reactivating them with, whether with a large group or a small group, whatever it is, but that we actually are present there on site. I have chills right now. Does anybody get full body yeses, right? You have like goosebumps? Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you for that confirmation. So essentially, what I visualized, what came through was that not only are these sacred sites to be activated, but we are to take this energy to our homes, to the places we live, to these conscious communities that we're building, and either like create like a star seed plant, or you know, it'll come through, whether it's an effigy, whether it's building a pyramid on that site. When I was in Bali, I went to Pyramids of Chi. It's two pyramids, a full moon and a new moon pyramid, that are built as sound healing chambers. And it has an inverted pyramid in the center of the floor, where it was surrounded by gongs, singing bowls, didgeridoo drums, chimes, all these different things. And then there's 70 pads laying on the floor where you lay down and you get a sound healing bath for about an hour and a half. And because of the resonance that the pyramid creates, and that it's facing true north, wow, I mean, like unlike any sound healing you've ever had, right? So I spoke with the owner, Peter, and his wife, precious human beings, and I started talking to him about 1111, and he said that he had an Akashic record reading where the woman said, you're going to be opening a doorway. You're going to be opening some kind of stargate here at the Pyramids of Chi. And when I started talking with him about the 1111 doorway, I was reading Solara's book at the time, He and I just like this. We couldn't stop talking for an hour and a half, and he was very interested in the idea of collaboration and having an 1111 gathering at the Pyramids of Chi. So that's just one site. That's just one place that we can have these gatherings. And in the state of the world that it is now, we're not sure if everybody can travel somewhere, or that we can have gatherings over 50 people large, right? So the vision has expanded now to include, say, Pyramids of Chi has one. Say that we have people who are on site at Pyramids of Giza, people who are on site at Machu Picchu, people who are on site at Stonehenge, people who even just live in that country that didn't travel there, and that they can have a gathering of, whatever number we're allowed to have at that point, and that we live stream these to our various events around the planet. And even people can be in their own home and experience them through 360 video and VR goggles, right? So they're actually there. And one of the things I thought would even be cool is to, even transformative, is to even create avatars for these people who are in VR. So when they're in their VR, they're actually standing in the sacred circle with us, surrounding these sacred sites. So this is going to involve a lot of tech. It's going to involve a lot of web savvy people. It's going to involve a whole new social platform to create it, sound, light, technology, video. And so this is a call to action to people who are feeling inspired and motivated and ready to contribute to a vision like this. Now, I will give props to Solara. This woman, when she created her event, she did something very similar. She had very specific dates. It was, I think it was January 1st, 1992, and then it closed November 11th, 2011, which Andrew and I, it was December 21st, 2011, and Andrew and I had our 11-11-11 gathering. It was a 3-day festival, wedding, retreat, not far from here at the CYO camp. People are still coming back to us saying, oh my gosh, I was at your 11-11-11, and I didn't know them personally, and they're still affected by what occurred there and what we co-created together as a community. So carrying that torch, carrying that flag, and passing it along to all of you who feel called to be a part of this, it's just exciting to me. And I know that it's only 5.5 months away, but we're doers, we're shakers, we're ready for something powerful and amazing and that has a purpose that we can be really excited about. So this is a call to action for anybody who has production capabilities, artists and talent. And I mean, I'll go through the list once we go into our call aspect of this call. But for now, who are seeing the recording, I just want to invite you. If you are interested, if you are excited, if you're inspired by anything that we're talking about here, it would be an honor and a privilege to bring you into the fold, see where you fit in, and we can all co-create this together because it's going to be collaborative, it's going to be large, and of course this will only be the first year. Technically, it's our 11th 11-11, but it'll be the first year of this type of event, and it'll keep going, and we even thought of 10-10, 11-11, 12-12, 1-1, can be a monthly event. So anyhow, the point is that the vision is large. The vision is going to take a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, a lot of pieces of the puzzle. And this is one of the things that I'm so impassioned about, is seeing the larger picture of things and then putting all the puzzle pieces together. Like, that's what I'm good at. That's what I love doing. So I'm really excited that all of you are here. And for any of you watching the recording, please feel free and reach out. My email address is Anistara, Anistara, 1111 at gmail.com. And yeah, welcome 11-11ers. This is so exciting. I do own the .com Unification celebration. That's what we've been calling it. It was actually 11/11 Galactivation Gathering. And then every time we had a larger event that was outside of our home, when we rented a retreat center or had it at another private home, when it was a larger 3-day event, it was called Unification Celebration. And in fact, Andrew and I remarried on 11/11/11 and 11/11/16. So we remarry every 5 years. So our 15-year will be 11/11/2021 next year. So that'll be snuck into the little gathering next year. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say as far as, the invitation and bringing in the energies. I know that when the call goes out and the Starry family who are motivated and inspired to take action will come forward. I truly, truly believe that. It has always happened with every gathering, with every event that we've co-created together with our community. And I believe that for this one. So thank you for listening. And I truly hope that you'll be involved and yeah, reach out and let me know. And we'll go from there. So thank you.